club, let us say the choir, where you are expected to then participate in an activity like practicing for choir presentation. So it is important that all these become part of your study timetable. You plan for them. At a certain time, I will be in class for 3 hours. The next time, I will be going for my lunch, for example, or I'll be taking a walk, or I will be having a chat with my friends. Or after this, then I will go for my personal study. I'll visit the library. I will have a group discussion. All those activities need to be part of your study timetable. You also need to know that your study timetable will be a guide to ensuring that you can make the most out of your 24 hours. I know that you are new to Kibabi University, but when you walk around, you will hear rumors of that particular student has been in Kibabi for 5 years. You hear that particular student, his group already graduated. The reason is, this is someone who did not know that they had 24 hours within which to organize themselves. And so they spend their time carelessly, going for party after party, going for just social talks, spending their time, let us say, on the mobile phone. Perhaps they put too much time in the games or too much time in the clubs, and they forgot that they needed to make time for each one of those activities. And so a study timetable is something that you must come up with. And you gauge yourself, you know yourself. You know that, for example, I can study well very early in the morning. Someone else can study very well late in the evening. So that when people go to sleep at around 10 or 11, this person can be able to study up to, let us say, 1, and then they sleep. There are others who can be able to study well when they wake up at 3 or 4 and continue up to the time when they have their lecture. So it is up to you. The study timetable is yours for creation. And we know clearly students who are organized, students who have a plan for life, are able to graduate within the 4 years or stipulated for them to graduate. Apart from other things like fee issues, they are able to graduate within the time set for them to graduate because they make use of their time well. They are not just anywhere sitting and having a good time, but they have a plan. The other thing that you need to consider in your study program is you should be able to think of what activities will I undertake as I plan for my study. There are a number of activities you can undertake. One of them is being able to go through your notes. For example, in KUC1110, you have had notes from fundamentals of communication. You had notes on types of communication. You have notes on listening skills. You have notes on reading skills. You have notes on speaking skills. When have you revised them? When have you taken time even to write short notes for yourself? So those are the activities you need to come up with. You tell yourself that on this day, in this week, I must be able to revisit my notes. And it is recommended that you revisit your notes on a weekly basis. Just go through them. What is happening is that you are storing them in your memory, so that when you want to retrieve them, there will be something retrievable. I'm sure you have seen people trying to think of what they cannot remember. They even end up with a headache because they're trying to pull from their memory things that are not there, things which have already been overtaken by too much information. By the way, every single day you come to your lectures, you receive information. That information is going to the same mind the same person. So this information is piling up. If you do not take time to review it, to revisit it, what will happen is that you will end up forgetting what you learned in the first few weeks of your study time. So it is important that you think of the activities. Another activity that you can undertake is being part of a group, doing group work. When you have group discussions, that is part of your studying. You're trying to get this information and trying to regurgitate it, trying to think about what the lecturer meant by these particular points which they gave you in the study group. So you must be a member of a study group. Another thing that you can do is to revisit past papers. And past papers in Kibabi are found in the library. We are yet to establish how we can put them on this online platform, but with the time, I know we will be able to put them on the online platform so that you can be able to revisit what has been said in the past, which then can guide your reading. But as it is now, go to the library, you will find our past papers. You can write down the questions and use them for group discussion. You can also write the questions down and then look for textbooks and find the answers. By so doing, you're helping yourself to be able to understand how questions are set and what could be the expectations of the examiner. There are a number of activities that you need to bring into your study program. I think in the notes, I've given you all that you require, therefore, to be able to come up with. Another area of the study program which you need to bring into consideration is the study groups. I know I've talked about the idea of you being part of a group. Like the people at the coast say, many brains make light work. Sometimes they say many hands make light work. But where people are working on an issue together, the work becomes lighter and understanding is enhanced and memory is improved. You are able to remember clearly how your group member responded to a certain issue or what they presented. Or if you are the one presenting and you have gone out to do the research so that you can come and present to the group, you are able to remember better than even those who are listening to you. So a group is a good thing to belong to. And I know that your lecturers are putting you into groups increasingly. And as you go on, up to when you'll step out of Kibabi University, most of the tasks you'll be given will involve working in a group. And so what is the composition of a good group? A good study group should have members who share a similar course. The reason is that will help them to talk about common issues. Let us say they have learned about some topic. Perhaps they found difficulty in understanding this topic, or they found it easy, or they have been given an assignment. Then they can be able to do it easily because they share a common course. Another thing that should happen is that the group should have a limited number of people. You don't have a group of 20 people. That is too big a group. It will bring in management issues so that the group becomes too big for management. You cannot manage. There will be people who will be missing. There will be people who will be joyriding. There will be people who will make excuses. There will be people who will take over the group task and do it by themselves and not involve others. So a good group, we usually suggest between 4 to 6. But with the numbers that you are, a good group would be around 6 to 10 people. That one gives you the ease of working together as a team. A good group should also have leadership, because every time you're working together in a group, there must be someone who can take charge, someone who can give directions, someone who can solve issues. So a group should have a leader, and this leader need not be just one person. It can be rotational. Perhaps because you are sharing the same course in this particular course unit, so and so can be the group leader. In this other course unit, so and so can be the group leader. So that leadership is rotating around the members of the group. Then you also need to have rules and regulations that govern the group. We will be meeting for 1 hour so that you don't come late, 30 minutes into the hour. That means you'll have left us with only 30 minutes. We have rules that when we come, our focus is on the task. Even if we are all supporters of Man U or Arsenal, whichever group, we don't come to begin to discuss that in the group meeting. Or yesterday, something happened and then we come and begin to discuss that. That should not be the focus. When we reach our specific place for the group task, we focus on the group task and we keep it at that. Once we are done with the group task, then we can go on and talk about our own issues. So there should be ground rules on how each person should make their contribution, because every member should participate. If we have a task, we are saying we are going to look at the first 5 topics of KUC1110. Each person has been given one of the topics to go and put information in summary and come and present to the group. If you have been given that opportunity, then do a good job of researching. Do a good job of presenting so that all of us can benefit. Of course, as you present, you become much better than those who are listening to you. So it is important that you have activities. You don't just come to the group and you have no reason why you're meeting. You're just seated there laughing, admiring each other. That should not be the intention of a group as you sit together. Then another key activity that you need to focus on is note making. Note making and note taking have a distinction. We take notes when we are listening to a lecture or when you're listening to a video, then we take notes. We make notes when we are writing information that is either shared to us from a book or even from the notes that are posted, like the notes that I post on this platform. Then we make notes. Now, I posted to you a YouTube video. Let me see if I can be able to find it. Let me see if I can be able to find it. A YouTube video that talks about not taking notes in class. I know that some of your classes are physical, they are face-to-face. I know also that a good number of your courses are on the online platform. I hope you get to look at the information that is shared in this YouTube video, because it gives us very important note-taking skills that will help you become better as you listen. You are also taking important notes. Another thing that you will be doing as you are either listening or writing your notes is what we call summary writing. A summary is a brief information that is captured from a more lengthy bit of information. And I know that in your secondary school, you did summary writing, where your teachers must have taught you that when you're doing summary writing, you are capturing the most important information. If there are listed points, then those are the things that you're capturing. And you're leaving out examples because that is not part of what you want to capture. The examples are simply explanations of what is in that particular bit of information. So I hope that you are able to open this and also to look at what is there regarding summary writing. You will realize that because you have so much information that you need to write down, you cannot write everything. Even just in a single course like communication skills, there is so much information that I share with you. So that brings to your mind the issue of summary writing. And listening to this YouTube video will give you a way in which you can do your summary writing. It will make you a better summary writer. It will ease the process of writing notes for you so that you don't write everything, because not everything is beneficial. Most importantly are the issues that are being shared, and usually they will be in point form. Sometimes if you want to identify them well, they will be in the first paragraph, in the first sentence of a paragraph. You will see the key point, and the rest of the information in that paragraph will be the supporting information. It is important for you to know that you can even take notes from videos. And there are a number of videos that I've posted, and I'll continue to post videos. And I know your lecturers in other courses will continue to post videos. Now, the video has information which the lecturer has deemed fit that you listen to and even add to your notes. So the most important thing for you to do, and I've always shared with you like this and said, listen to the video with other members of your group, so that as you're listening, then you are able to pick information that you can add to your notes. Sometimes you can listen to a video and you don't seem to see anything that was worthy. But the truth is, when you are a number of people, someone will see a point here, another one will see a point there, and then you'll be able to use that information and add to your notes. The beauty about videos is that you can be able to stop the video and write whatever thing or capture whatever information and then continue the video. And with our internet connectivity, videos should be something you can be able to listen to very easily, because they will not take your bundles, they're taking the internet that is on campus. So you should be able to watch those videos and write down information. You may not write everything. Pick what is important and write it against your notes, or write it down in the form of brief notes. So what I want us to learn today is that when it comes to studying, then it is a matter of planning. Planning becomes very key. You cannot study unless you have a plan. And this plan is not going to be made for you by anyone. It is going to be made by you. You will make the choice of who will be members of your group or which group you want to join. You will make decisions on the kind of activities you will undertake when you are together in a group. You will make decisions on the place where you will undertake your study. Because I've already told you that you cannot be in a place with noise or with detractors and then say you are studying. Studying is focused. It is not like reading. So you will need some kind of quietness, an enabling environment, good lighting, good aeration, so that your brain then can be able to work. So it is a matter of choice. Where do I want to study from? Some people study from their beds. There are others, when they try to study from the bed, they will end up asleep. There are some people who can study in a place where noise is also taking place. There are people who, when they begin to study and there is noise, they are completely thrown off balance. They begin to listen to the noise. So it is a matter of choice. There are people who will study at night, late at night. There are people who will study very early in the morning. So what is it about you that you want to put down as part of your studying? I've said at the end of even of the academic year, we will know those who are good in planning their study schedule and those who are poor. Because you have the same content, you have the same opportunity to go to class, same ability to go to the library, the same opportunity to study with others in a group discussion. But there are people who will fail in the exams. There are people who will fail to complete their first year. There are people who will not make it even to second year, courtesy of their choices which they made regarding studying. So at this very earliest opportunity, I want to tell you, my students, that it is up to you. Just the way you are told when you are doing your orientation, you're told that here now, it is you to take matters into your hands. If you don't take matters into your hands, then you will live to regret. But those who take matters into their hands, they create their own study schedule, they organize themselves. Those are the kind of people who will make it. And I know that we have great scholars among you. That is how you ended up in Kibabi University. You had some level of discipline, some level of scholarship. So you must enhance that by being very determined, being very keen about what you want to be. You can actually leave Kibabi University with a first-class honors. You can leave Kibabi University having been given the opportunity to be a graduate assistant. That means teaching together with your lecturers. And someone else will spend their time repeating and repeating in Kibabi University. So it is up to you. And it begins with you organizing your study timetable, organizing your study environment, organizing your study activities, organizing your study materials. What are you reading? Are you only reading the lecture notes that you're given by your lecturers? Remember, they only give you a very small percentage. Someone said about 30% is given to you by your lecturers. What that means is that 70% remains up to you. So if you are taking your sweet time walking around, taking pictures in Kibabi, we will not stop you, but your degree will show the kind of effort that you have made by yourself regarding your studying. So you need to go out of your way into the library. We're going to be looking at library skills in our next lesson. You need to find time to be able to do your personal study. You need to take time to go to the online platform and to the course KUC1110 and look at the content that I have posted. I remember one of the technicians last week shared with us and said that this course is self-paced. That means you can take time and go through it at your own pace. Look for time. If you cannot set aside time to go through the course, you realize that the course content that you'll have will be only that which you receive when we have this kind of online lesson. But as I said before, I only give you a very, very small percentage. Most of the information is on the online platform, and a good bit of information is in the library, the Kibu library, whether it is a physical Kibu library or the e-library. you can be able to access information. If you have any challenges with the library, just visit the library. There are good stuff there. They will even help you on how to become a member of the e-library so that you can then be able to, when you're sitting anywhere on the compound, you can be able to access the Kibabi University Library. You can be able to access the materials that are in the e-library, and you can be able to make use of information. So my students, I want to say this, that studying will demarcate you in terms of your academic achievements. We go back to the issues that we were talking about at the beginning, so that you can be able to eliminate any anxiety and any nervousness anytime they announce that there is a quiz. There are people who become very sick. There are people who run away. Of course, Kibabi University has in place policy on what you need to do when an exam is announced. So that if you have paid your fees, you are in good state of health, and you have run away from an exam, you will face disciplinary action. So what do you do then? Prepare yourself while the semester is still on. Don't wait to create small pieces of paper. Don't wait to go to the exam room and cheat, because what will happen is that once you're caught again, disciplinary action will be applied on you. Yet you have 24 hours. Why not organize your study? Remove any anxiety. If they say there is a quiz at the end of this week, you don't begin to ask, are we having quizzes every day? That is not a question to ask. A good student who is prepared is always going around their notes, looking at what has been posted for them, trying to make sense, working with others in a group. And in so doing, they are consolidating their understanding. And what this does is that you begin to feel confident. You begin to feel confident. Confident of the kind of knowledge you have. If the lecturer comes to class and says, there is a quiz today, you don't panic. You say, let it come. If you are asked to step in front and say something regarding a certain topic, you are confident enough to be able to make that kind of presentation. If you have taken time to read, you should be able to remember what you have read. And you will remember what you have read by going through the techniques that are shared in one of the videos. One of the videos that shows you how to take notes, how to do summary. You will be able to have information in your mind. You will be able to stay focused because you will have made a study timetable. The study timetable tells you in the next 1 hour, you should be reading for KUC 1110 or KUC 1250. So you have to be focused. And this is something you train yourself. It doesn't come automatically. And then you will be able to do well in your quizzes, in your tests. And when it comes to the exams, you will be able to do well. So I want to stop at that point and to say that this week, we will not have a quiz for this topic. I am organizing to have a quiz for the next few topics. So we'll have a break this week. However, all the notes from the beginning of this course are available. You can even undertake the activities. You can go back to activities and look at the activities and the discussions. You have that opportunity. Remember, studying is a habit. And when you have that habit, you will be able to do very well in how you conduct yourself. So at that point, I want to invite Boniface. Boniface, are you on board?
Yes, Doc.
Yes. Guide us. Usually tell us to unmute. If there's anyone with an issue to share.
Yeah, I just want to check. Let me start by checking the chats.
Yes.
If anyone has a problem, kindly ask. Anyone who has an issue, I'm checking from your side. There are no issues. Let me check YouTube, because I normally check from both sides so that we exhaust any queries that we have. Let me just check. Anyone who has a question, you raise up your hand. Anyone who has a concern, just raise up your hand. Oh, wame-raise wengi sana daktari, wacha tuanze na hawa. Kibet, anytime you see a pop-up on your phone, you just unmute. Kibet. Hapana, amelala. Eric Kitui, you unmute yourself. Yes, Kibet. Amejimute tena. Let me check. McDonald.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
I hope you are getting me clear.
Yeah, we are getting you.
Yeah, sir. I want you to check to the system as in when you see the units like KUC 1120, that's for fundamentals of computing. When you go to the course, the system awards you points. But when you look at the hours, the KUC 1110, there's no points. It just remains 1. So I want you to check on that.
Okay, that one we had actually, it is something that we are trying to roll out, and we had started with the 1120 just to see on how it's happening. After it's actually in pilot stage. So once it picks up the way we expect, then we'll have to roll out to other units. That one is noted. Okay, let me see, someone here. Benik Mora. Benik? Huyo bado. Najua nikikupita shauri zako. Marion Kweyu? Marion?
Okay, thank you, sir. I would like to ask, where will I get the notes? Because I have checked on my portal, I haven't seen.
You have not logged into the online portal. Everything you are seeing the lecturer display here, it's on the portal. You have to log in. Notes hatupeani, notes hatutumii mtu, notes hatufanyi chochote. All the notes are on the portal. You only log on to the portal, you see everything. Then all the notes that the lecturer has been showing you are on the portal. So log on to the portal and access. The other thing you need to know.
Hello, Bonnie. Hello,
Yes,
Bonnie.
Doc. Yes, Doc.
Is this student on the online platform?
I think she's not. She only joins, maybe she only joins Zoom.
Okay.
Yes, and also there's this tendency, Doc, of students only going to the online platform when there is cut. They don't know what the online platform is meant for. The online platform is meant for you to access all the learning resources. Lakini wengi wenu mmefanya tabia ya kwenda huko, siku ile kuna cut, ukishatoka huko tena umepotea hivyo. So log on to the portal, access the resources that are there. Kama mmesikia swali yenye mwenzenu ameuliza kuhusu getting points, you are supposed to get that from the online portal, depending on how you are interacting with the notes. So ujipate huko. Someone is asking me, for me, I transferred from another school, and when I came, what? The cut had been done, so how can I be helped? Here, anasema Jenga Kenya, Jijenge. You came late. Just like kama ulimiss hii mambo inafunzwa leo. I don't think if you can tell the lecturer to come and rewind for you in person. So you will catch up with your friends. It's so unfortunate you missed out one, but you have several activities that you'll be taking to earn marks. So huyo alikuwa ni nani huyo? Utapoteza marks kidogo, but concentrate on the coming cuts so that you can get some marks from there. Let me unmute someone again. Marion, I think you are answered. So I'm muting you. Tupigie kelele. Dorcas Wafula. Emmanuel Odhiambo. Dorcas umejiunmute. Tuambie.
Okay, thank you for this opportunity. I have to ask that how many units do we supposed to register to enroll? And then,
Yes.
so far on my side, I've done around 5 assignments. So I asked that, are they going to add up to the main exam results? Thank you.
Okay, again, this is just a repeat. For those who did get the orientation well, maybe you're joking during the time for orientation. One, you have to differentiate between enrolling and registering. When you talk of registration of units, you will register all the units that you are supposed to do, and that is on your student portal. Register on your student portal, liars with ICT, that is ABC 113. That is registration. Then for enrollment, we have courses that you will not really do online. There are those that you will do face-to-face. But those that are mandatory for online are 1 KUC 1110, 2 KUC 1112, or I mean 1120. Those two are a must. You have to enroll to them. And then any other course that the lecturer will see that you have to do the cuts online and all that, and they have brought the resources, then you can enroll to them. But for you to register, you have to register for all the courses that will do the exams. E-learning, we deal with enrollment. ICT, they deal with, ICT deals with registration. So whichever you find is comfortable with you, you should know what you are supposed to do at that particular point. I hope I've answered you. So ukitaka kujua courses unafanya, enda kwa department, hao ndio wanajua.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Yes, Doc.
I also want to respond to that. A student, they are saying they have done 5 quizzes. I don't think people have done 5 quizzes. I told them that they should be checking every time there is a quiz. I say, this one adds up to your cut. This one does not. So according to me, those that have added up to the cut are around 2 or 3. They are not 5. And they will add up to the cut, not to the final exam. The final exam will be a sit-in exam that will be done physically in a room.
Okay, thank you, Doc. Let me again unmute some of them. Let me see. Dorcas, we are done with you. There's Duncan Osama. There's Brighton. When you see a pop-up on your phone, just unmute yourself.
So,
yes, Brighton.
Firstly, I appreciate for giving me this chance to ask a question or raise my concern.
Yes.
As a pro teacher, I appreciate for the teaching that is going, and I had a question to ask. Initially, when we were during the orientation,
yes,
we were told that we will be having the attendance sheet to be signing, and during the beginning of this online lesson, I haven't made any attendance sheet.
Yes.
So when will that be done so that during the time of exam, it will be noted that I've attended more than 80% before I sit for the examination. How will that be made?
Actually, we have your attendance. Anytime you log into Zoom, hata hivi penye unaona kuna mtu alikuwa anauliza why are you doing what? Why are you recording your numbers? Once you join, Zoom automatically picks attendance as you join. So that one should not be an issue to you. You don't sign, Zoom picks the registration, picks the details that you've signed in with.
And what about those who use YouTube?
Those who use YouTube, we are always there. That's why we open both of them. We always pick whatever is there. That's why we open YouTube and Zoom, zote pamoja at the same time.
Point at home, I appreciate.
Okay. Stanley, you are unmuted. Let me get someone else. Brian Bundi. Let me get someone. Daniel, actually we have this session so that anyone who has any questions, otherwise class here we shall mapema during the time. But if you have any questions, we give you that opportunity. You raise the issues so that we know where to correct. We know what to do. We don't want to just walk in darkness. Yes, Brian. Brian, you are unmuted. David, Daniel, you are unmuted. Nani anaongea?
Yeah, unmuted.
Yes, Daniel.
First of all, I want to take this opportunity to thank Doctor for interesting lesson. My question is just one. Just want to ask, when are we having sitting cut so that I can be 100% prepared?
Daktari, nikuachie ujibu.
Let me answer that one. I didn't get the name of the person. What was the name?
Daniel.
Daniel. Daniel, this course is offered on the online platform. This course does not have a sit-in cut.
Yeah.
It has quizzes, and these quizzes are spread throughout the course. That means you must be a participant in this course. You must be able to know when the cut is being given, because it is the quiz is being given, because it is announced when it will open and when it will close. For example, the last quiz opened on Friday, 11th October, 2024, and closed on the same day. So there is no sit-in cut that will be given. It's only the end of semester exam, which will be a sit-in exam. The rest are quizzes that will be done online, and they are being done every other time. Like today, I've announced that there is no sit-in, there's no quiz, and I've seen people celebrating. There is no quiz, but there is learning to be undertaken.
Okay, thank you.
We proceed. Once you have asked to unmute, let me see, Emmanuel Odhiambo.
Yes, thank you very much, sir, for this opportunity. My question is that I've gone to the portal many times to download the notes from the portal, be it KUC 1120 or KUC 1110. But I normally press that button saying that download. But when I go back to PDF, the notes are not available. So kindly help me how to download these notes.
That's for which unit?
Both KUC 1120 and KUC 1110.
Okay. 1120, I know there's some incompatibility, especially with your gadgets. There are some PDFs there that are supposed to be downloaded, but unashindwa kufungua kwa simu zenu. Let me not talk about that. Let me talk of KUC1110. Notes zenye ziko online, they are downloadable. And note that all notes are not downloadable for obvious reasons. Mwalimu akiweka hapa notes that downloadable peke yake, you will download and run away. So there are those that you must read online as they are. So kuna zile zenye ukiklik unaweza download. Kuna zile when you click at them you cannot download, but you can read while they are online. That is just to keep you in class. Lakini hatupeani notes zote za kudownload alafu uende ujifiche nazo mahali useme ulikuwa na attend class. I hope you are. Yes, but if you have any challenges about downloading, you can come over to our room, ABB 101, we assist you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Faith. Faith Kebaso, just keep your eye on the phone. Ukiona pop up, inamaanisha uji-unmute. Yes, Faith.
Okay, so I'll just start by appreciating the lesson was just amazing. My question is about that online pre-test. Sometimes the internet inaletanga issue. Saa tunafanya cut, unafanya one question, inakaa internet inaleta error, alafu after 30 minutes inajisubmit tuseme kama umefanya only one question. My request was just, na nimesikia our able daktari anasema ati the time won't be extended next time because of those few questions. So my request was just you give us at least some people do the cut on the another day and the other people take the cut on the next day. So some people were just suffering.
Okay, huyo anasema mtu wa some people huyo. Mtu wa some people, we know of that challenge. It was major during this Friday, but it's because we had 2 cuts running concurrently. We had another cut for second years, but I don't think if that will repeat itself. So don't worry, that one will be taken care of. Utazifanya tu vizuri. And then also you have to know that hata kama ina take around 2 minutes, 3 minutes to load, and you only have 5 questions, surely. 5 questions unaweza fanya for an hour. But anyway, that one is taken care of. We will look at it. That is from our side. Tutarekebisha. Okay. Let me get someone else. Hapa ndio mahali pa kuuliza maswali. Ukitokelezea baadaye, Gillian, unmute. Joseph, unmute.
Yes.
Yes.
I was asking, you have said about 5 questions taking one hour. Moving from one question to the other, inasema the site can't be reached. So that problem uangalie kidogo. Alafu then kuna kama simu yangu labda iko na shida and then I decided to share with my friend a lesson. Hiyo nitakuwa nimemiss lesson ama?
Actually, we are recommending that you use your own gadget. If you are sharing with someone else's phone, then it's rather good for you to register. Unaona wale wana register their registration numbers wenye wanatuma kwa chat. Then it's good that you unatuma nyinyi wote mtume kwa chat, so that kwa sababu si tutapick number ya ule mwenye amelogin nayo, and we also combine with those who are in chat. So unaweza tuma kwa chat, we'll be able to see the number. Okay, Faith, Steve. I'm just clicking. When you see a pop-up on your phone, you unmute yourself. Wafula. Joseph is unmuted. Anyone who is unmuted, atuongeleshe, atuulize swali.
Hello?
Brian, yes. Benia.
Yes, I have a question for our lecturer.
Yes.
So it concerns today's lesson. Is studying fixed only to reading for comprehension? As in, is it only visual and mind oriented, or is it part of listening? So can we study by listening?
Thank you. Thank you so much for that question. Like when I began the lesson, I said reading and studying both begin from the eyes. What that tells you is that studying has something to do with reading. It has to do with the eyes, not about listening. I don't know in which spheres it can be, you can study by listening, unless you have issues like with your eyes, and therefore you have to study by listening. But in a normal situation, you will study by reading. And the focus is in the mind. Your mind has to focus because of remembrance, because of memorization, because of comprehension.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Daktari. There is a question here on YouTube. Let me just address it. When Oliver Mabonga, excuse me, sir, why is it that when I try to log on to our e-library, we are being asked to enter password? During orientation, you have to know where to access what. We said anything to do with the library, just go to the library. They will help you. When you come to our office, this is e-learning office. Come with e-learning related issues. Anything to do with registration of units, your email is not working, izoenda ICT. Always know which office to go to. You will be assisted. So huyu aende library asaidike na huko. Then there's also another question here on again on YouTube. Again on YouTube, let me see. Zoom meeting isn't a problematic, just providing with the YouTube sijui. Nafikiria anasema Zoom inamsumbua. Of course, Zoom ikikusumbua, that's why we have YouTube. But again, we cannot provide them at the same time. We have to ensure that Zoom is working so that we give you the correct YouTube link. So Zoom will always come first before YouTube. Wale wao wanauliza mbona tunachelewa. Zoom will always come first before YouTube. But we'll always accommodate you. Is it possible you send notes at the end of every topic? No, Brian, we don't send notes. You access notes at your own leisure and pleasure from the portal. Hakuna mtu tunatumia notes. Hakuna mtu tunashughulika naye, lakini tunawasukumia ziko zote kwa portal. Just go to the portal anytime. Usiku, mchana, anytime the notes are there for you. Ngine anasema group task hatujawahi kuona results reflect. Group task ilikuwa ya nyinyi kusocialize, kusaidiana, mjue mnaweza ishi namna gani. So it's not really being graded. Haikutumika kuwapatia marks ya cut, but it was an activity that was important because when it comes to communication, you also have to know how to communicate to your colleagues. You have to know how to communicate with your peers na mjue venye mnaishi kwa pamoja. So that is what was one of the tasks that was there was, are you able to form a group? And are you able to discuss? Are you able to correlate with one another? Hiyo ni baadhi ya vitu lecturer alikuwa anajaribu. So hiyo haina nini. Excuse me, doc, when are we having the end of semester sitting cut? There is no sitting cut. Wale wenye wanahepa classes, wenye wanahepa kufanya quizzes, there is no sitting cut. All the quizzes that you are doing will accumulate to your final cut mark. You'll only have sitting exam, which is physical. Your lecturer amesema, how can we get past papers on the portal? Past papers and a library, you'll get them there. Let me see another question here before I get back to those who are raised their hands. Okay. Mbona YouTube will delay? I think I've answered that. When I look at my portal, the units are pending. When you go to your portal, the units are pending, go to ICT. We have so many portals, but of important are 3 portals. 1, the e-library portal, hiyo unaenda library. 2, student portal, hiyo unaenda ICT. 3, e-learning portal, hiyo unakuja ABB 101. We anauliza YouTube link should come together with Zoom. I've explained. So wale wako na shida nasema units are pending, and any units are pending, just go to ICT office. Let me say, someone is representing from Illinois State. Okay, we've seen you. Kuna hapa mtu ako mahali. My concern is YouTube ikuwe inatumwa a bit earlier. Hiyo nimejibu. Let me check. Naona watu wengi sana wako na shida na pending units. Go to ICT, ABC 113. How can we summarize notes? Daktari, hii utajibu?
Nasema how can we?
Summarize notes.
How can you summarize notes? I've given you a very nice video that gives you an idea of how to summarize your notes. However, I can still look for more information on how to summarize notes, but you also have this experience from your secondary school, how to summarize information. So just go to my video, you will see how to. That person who is asking most likely is this kind of people, Boni, who never go to the e-learning platform.
Yeah. Let me see again. Let me go and again pick those with the. Someone is asking, missing mark in affect aje result, doctor? Daktari?
Yes, missing mark in what? Missing mark in the exam, missing mark in the cut. I don't know which one, but it affects the results because you have to have cut marks and exam marks to add up to 100%. If you don't have cut marks, you cannot be given marks for the exam only. It will be a missing mark.
Mwingine hapa nafikiria kuna mchezo. Emmanuel Wamasebu. And what will the deaf do since they cannot hear the online class, sir? Daktari.
This far, I sit in the same room with the person in charge of disability mainstreaming, and I don't know of any student who is deaf. If they are, let them come to ABB 117. The person in charge of disability mainstreaming is there. They can report there and will know what to do next.
Abraham, unmute. Abraham.
Thank you, sir. I would like to ask that I always took cards, but they are not graded. I always found there dashes.
Yeah, once you do a cut and you need to see the results, just click at the cut itself. Okay, click your cut after ishakuwa closed. When you click at that cut, it will show you the grade. If you are having more challenges, just visit our office. We'll show you. But you should be able to see it. Usiende pale juu kwa grades. Pale juu kwa grades, utapata ikiweka dash. But just click at the cut that you've done, especially after it is closed. Like tukisema cut inafanya kuanzia 5 to 6. Click at that cut at 6. You will be able to see your performance.
Yes, hapo kwa grade ndo inaonyesha dashes, but kwa cut hapo inaonyesha kwa course.
Yes, kwa cut ndani ya course. Yeah. So don't worry. That is how it's being done. Kuna hizo dashes, kuna exam inawekwa kwa hizo dashes. Lakini ukiklik cut yenyewe, it should show you what you scored. So you should not be worried. And we also have the same marks that you are seeing.
Okay, thank you for your assistance.
Mr. Boniface, I think it's time to call the class off.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Doc. I think you'll be told. Those who have more questions, just visit our office. We are there to assist you. Asante sana daktari.